At this time of the year, you might want to give a little attention to the things you can do to keep the garden looking nice the rest of this season and for the months to come. We'll talk about raised beds a little bit later, but first I want to talk to you about reseeding your lawn. Come on. This is a great time of the year to give a little attention to the lawn area. In fact, it's a good time to overseed the lawn with new grass seed. Hume's Reseeded is a blend of grasses that will just mix nicely with your existing turf. Now, one of the greatest advantages of reseeding in an established lawn like this is that it makes the lawn so thick, there's hardly room for weeds or for moss to come up in the lawn. And it adds new, young, vibrant, tender plants to the grass, making your lawn really look nice. Plus, a nice, thick, deep green lawn, really becomes the pride of the whole neighborhood. And it's a lot easier to maintain. So how do you get started? It's really easy. First of all, you'll notice I've cut the turf, cut it down really low to about 1 inch in height. Now, the second thing that you do is to fertilize the lawn, and is what I've used at this time of the year is a fall or winter type of lawn fertilizer, and you'll find it here in the garden department. Now, why is it so important to feed the lawn? Because when you put down the new grass seed, it needs the nutrients to germinate. So apply it according to label instructions. Now, how do you apply the seed? You can apply it by spreading it like this, and this is a good way to do it because if you have some bare spots in the lawn, you can use a little bit more seed in those areas. And maybe if you have a part of the lawn that looks really nice, use very little, if any, seed at all. Now, the next most important thing is to keep the area moist until the grass seed begins to come up. A 3-pound box like this covers 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. And the spreader settings are on the back of the box. So when we talk about spreader settings, you can actually use a hand spreader like this to spread the seed if you want to instead of broadcasting it, or you can use a regular lawn spreader, either way. And then for additional timely information, you'll find a lot of information on the Hume Reseeded package that has a lot to do with the maintenance of the lawn at this time of the year. And if you have only a small area to reseed, then you can use the smaller package for that purpose. Get your lawn in tip-top shape, and right now is a good time to do it with the Hume Reseeded, and you'll find it here in the garden department in the store. Late summer or early fall, after we've harvested our vegetables, is the time to apply cover crop. Now, what is cover crop and why apply it? Well, actually, cover crop replenishes nutrients in the soil, and it adds organic humus to the soil, and it suppresses weeds over winter. And what's so great about a cover crop is that it grows during the winter when nothing else is growing in the vegetable garden. Now, where do we begin? Well, the first thing we need to do is to prepare the soil. And I've already spaded this area. So all I want to do now is to go in and kind of rough rake the area. And the reason you rough rake the area is twofold. First of all, you get rid of some of the debris. And second of all, the low spots that exist, if you leave them, when it rains during the winter, these spots get cold, and we don't want to do that, do we? So we want to kind of rake that smooth as we can, like so. And we'll get rid of this debris, by the way, at the same time. And then all we need to do is to sow the seed. And there are 4 different seeds in here. There's Australian field peas, there's hairy vetch, there's winter rye grain, and crimson clover. Now here's how you sow the seeds. Just simply scatter them, kind of like you would chicken feed, over the soil like so. And by the way, a 2-pound package like I have in my hand will cover approximately 600 square feet. So now we've done that, sown the cover crop, all we'll do is just lightly rake again so that the seed is partially covered. Remember, whenever we sow seeds, we don't want them to be covered more than about twice the width of the seed. See, it's a very easy process. And now what we've done by adding the clover and the various cover crops here, they'll grow next spring and be about this tall. We'll mow them or cut them down, and then we spade it back into the soil. 2 weeks later, then we can plant. And we've added nitrogen nodules from the root system and the green foliage, which is green manure. So we've done an excellent job of building the soil in our vegetable garden. And we can do that now as soon as we've harvested our vegetables. If the birds are flocking to steal your harvest, fight back and protect your berries, fruit, vegetables, and lawn with bird scare flash tape. Proven to repel birds by reflecting the light of the sun, bird scare flash tape is easy to use, it's safe and effective. Look for bird scare flash tape in the Hume seed rack here in the garden center.